as you can imagine, haven't had that chance.
Are further tests mandated here? You'll know more tomorrow, or what's the plan going forward?
Yeah, I mean, usually, how we work it is, the players do their post-game stuff, and trainers, like I hang around in my last conversations with a trainer, and I'll get the update on a couple players.
Olivia was also hurt?
Yeah.
What was her injury?
Like I said, I don't know. He comes and tells me they're out.
Right.
So that's all the information I need at that time.
That's quite a blow to take if you're playing and your best player gets hurt. They hung in there, but you just talk about the difficulties maybe scoring again down the stretch when Connecticut was starting to pull away.
Yeah. I mean, we got to learn from that. 2 games where we can't. We can't respond to a team's physicality by calling for fouls and asking, for there to be fouls. And, we have to respond with aggressive play, whether you're the one with the ball in your hands, you don't go back on your heels, all the basic stuff. We just got to play a little tougher physically. There were times that we did that, just didn't do it enough. When we had 10-point lead, and, Connecticut is tough. Like, they're never out of it, like, ever. And, give them credit. They got themselves back in it, and we couldn't, sort of prevent the bigger runs. I thought most of our issues, we didn't come out, I don't think, to start the game defensively in a way that was necessary. They had their way with us. Our perimeter players got destroyed in that first quarter, and subs came in and did a good job and played aggressive and got some stops and, got some deflections and played, But I thought overall, I mean, it's kind of the game that we expected. I mean, it's, I'm actually surprised at the field goal percentage for both teams. Both teams turned it over. They made their free throws. We didn't get as many and didn't make our free throws. So just a combination of things that would have helped us a little bit. We're certainly disappointed not to win this game, but as I told them, it's not, last 2 games, it's not that we're playing bad, just not well enough to win the game, at key times, when, you're getting a blow from them, you got to be able to deliver your blows, and we were at 64 for a while, 64 points, so, we guess not practice time, there's not any, sort of magic thing you can do, just got to get a little tougher.
Diamond in her 9 minutes was plus 12, which I know plus minus isn't everything, but I just wonder, what did you see out of Diamond in that rotation?
Yeah, I think Diamond getting opportunities and trying to find her way. This is a rookie coming in for a second year. Second years are hard, especially the dynamics of the team changed from year 1 to year 2. And then, you're dealing with an injury and you try to get your confidence back and try to, fit in now coming off the bench, what that feels like. So I'll take any wins we can get with Diamond when she's on the court, and we'll just kind of slowly build her confidence to where, again, I think having her a part of the rotation, being a confident player, I like where she's at defensively. I think it's where she's made the most improvements. And so, we'll just, like I said, we'll take the wins. We'll take the whatever, if you like, plus minus, we'll go with it. And that's a win for the day. Yeah.
Not my favorite, but.
Okay.
And then I did want to touch on you going to the bench maybe a little bit earlier with Olivia and Diamond in particular. Was that just trying to re-energize the team, or?
I didn't like the starters. I didn't think defensively we were hard to play against. We were botching things left and right. It looked like we didn't do a scout at all, and we were surprised by literally everything that was happening. Based on a bounce play, I think we guarded 20 of them in the first quarter because the number of team rebounds, there's that stat again. The number of times that we couldn't secure possessions, whatever. Played good defense sometimes and get a deflection, it goes out of bounds. Okay, that's fine. But I just thought from based on our bounce plays, like when we showed them at halftime, they know what they're supposed to do, and we weren't doing it. So I don't know the reasons why, that first group, because we just, we relied so heavily on them setting the tone for us, and we talked about the first 5 minutes, what we wanted to get done, and we just didn't. And so it just felt like, we needed something different.
Coach, without Fee for the last about quarter and a half of that game, what challenges does that present for you as far as someone who's typically always in the game, realigning the offense and just having players fill in different roles for different reasons because of the circumstance?
Yeah, I mean, you don't think about it, believe it or not. When you're in it, you just go, who do I have and what can we do? It's like any team losing their MVP candidate. It's a little harder. But that's sometimes what it is. And we don't focus on what we don't have. We try to focus on what we do have and how we can find some success, and went small, tried different things to see if we could find an advantage. And, I still think, Fee on the floor or not on the floor, we've got to be able to handle the basketball. We got to be able to be aggressive on the perimeter. We had the types of passing and the movement, locations where the ball, where we wanted it to be, and we just didn't get aggressive enough. That you had to come ready. When you play Connecticut, physically and mentally tough. And we were sporadic in those.
You talked about opportunity with Diamond. I think Dorka's been in the same mold this year, starting the majority of games last year. This year has been really good off the bench. What have you seen her develop from last year to this year?
Dorka or Diamond?
Dorka, yep.
And Dorka hasn't been here that long with us, played in Italy, had a great season overseas, and you get more maturity, more experience playing against good players, playing in the EuroLeague, playing those high-level games, competing for a championship. I think all that was terrific for her. I think what she's gained is just offensively recognizing where she can, whether she steps in and, takes perimeter shots. You saw today, I thought she kind of got back to a lot of the stuff that she did last season, being active off ball and cutting, slipping a screen, catching it, scored a layup. The great thing about Dorka, I told her, she literally controls herself. No one else can control her. Sometimes if you're a shooter, somebody can top lock you off screens, or they can do some stuff to you where it's hard to get your shot. Dorka's game is controllable by her. And her activity, her movement, her facilitating, how fast, what her pace is, all self-controllable things. And I thought her game today was pretty good. We didn't get as much in the second half, but I thought it was a good outing for Dorka.
Coach, this season you've talked a lot about types of threes and quality of looks that the offense can generate, certainly in regards to K-Mac and Bridget. Tonight. Elena Smith, I believe this is the third time in the last 5 games she's shooting north of 70% from 3 in the game. Just as she's gets even more and more familiar with the offense on a game-by-game basis, is like the quality of the looks that the offense is generating, is that something that has been improving, or is this just
for Lan?
For Lan, yeah.
No, I think when you're a post player, threes are easier to get. When your player is in ball screen action and you're having to stop a guard, so you have to have this focus. We don't get many switches. And so Lan benefits from that. And so she knows if she screens and pops, or if Fee's in a ball screen, she plays well behind action. And so Lan is really good at sort of recognizing help defenses. And, I just think she's real confident right now. And she's had that. From the very first game of the season with Seattle, she was picking and popping and finding her spots. And she takes pride in working on it. And, it's something that's going in right now.
Coach, you guys had a very successful season so far. I believe that this is your first set of back-to-back losses all season. What do you tell the team in the locker room post-game after a loss like this? With this season, that's uncharacteristic of you guys.
Win the next one. It's literally what we say. Flush it, move on, win the next one. That's all our focus is. You guys are the one that counts. Half-court shots money, they don't get as much when we're on losing streaks. But so maybe that's a motivator for them.
And then you just touched on it already with Elena Smith. She just, I believe she was around 30% for her career. She comes here 45% from 3. Do you think that's just a system thing, or have you seen something from her where she's really worked on her game and expanded that? What do you see from her that is leading to this growth?
I think her role here, this is the first time, I think, in her career that she's been prominently featured. This is her role. It's her job. She's playing heavy minutes. I think she's probably career high minutes. She's comfortable. Her and Fee have good synergy. I think they play off each other well. I think she's comfortable within the schemes offensively. And so I just think her confidence is really high. And that's why it's working well for her.
I didn't have a chance to ask you after the Chicago game, but your social media had promoted all-star voting a couple times for K-Mac, and she made it. I wonder if you could just touch on that again, of just how important of a player she is for this team and what it means to you that she's made the all-star.
Well, I mean, I'm super happy, and you know, I was pretty confident that the coaches, you know, would be voting, you know, Kayla in, because, I mean, her season has been incredible. She's having career highs in some categories, and just is so valuable to us. And she's just in a, I keep saying this, like in such a great space, sort of mentally and physically, and how she knows how to impact the games. You know what she's doing defensively. She's so much more than a shooter, and I'm you know, not surprised, and I'm thrilled that they got it right, that Kayla's going to be representing the Minnesota Lynx for the first time. You know, she's had some good seasons. You know, but this will be her first time, you know, as an all-star, as a Lynx, you know, with a Lynx across her chest, and she's excited about that, and we're excited to play against her in Phoenix with the national team.
How are you going to scheme to stop K-Mac in that game?
Well, I think we should let her score. We'll let the Lynx do well. I think that'll be the game plan. We'll let, you know, we'll tell USAB she can't shoot, leave her alone.
Coach, Alyssa Thomas, she ended with the triple-double. You guys contained her scoring-wise. 13 points, that's pretty average, but she had 14 assists. So when you take her out scoring-wise and she's dishing the rock like she has, what is your plan? Like, what in-game adjustments do you make to try to limit her passing? Well,
it's hard because you can't. You know, through the years, we've tried a lot of things. I think, you know, every game you go, okay, well, that didn't work. Let's try something else. Well, that didn't work, right? She's just that good. She's smart enough to know where the ball should go. She had, I believe, 10 assists early in the third. 6 of them were to Bonner, right? And you look at her assist pairs, you know, who she's just smart. She knows how to get assists. She knows where the ball needs to go. The offense runs through her. You can get up and you can pressure AT, and she'll beat you in a different way. And maybe she'll go score 25, and she's still going to get 10 assists. Right, so you know, and you know, the rebounding, just what she does. I mean, she's that type of player. I'm surprised when she doesn't get triple doubles, mostly because I think she does a lot of it against us. So that's what I think is the norm.
And then this game is about runs. At the end of the first, you guys had an 8-0 run.
Yeah.
Going into halftime, 8-2 run, and then end of the third, it didn't go your guys' way, and then end of the fourth, they went on a 10-0 run, I believe.
Yeah.
So, what adjustments will you make going forward to try to make it more consistent for you guys, so you guys are not getting in that whole 10-0 runs?
I mean, that's our big thing, is that, you know, we like to talk about is no big runs, you know, answer. And if you look at us, you know, through the course of this season so far, we do a nice job of answering runs. And the Commissioner Cup is a great example. We took some blows. You know, there was no big extended run, come out of timeouts. Maybe it's a 6-0 run, you're down 6, and we answer. Next thing you know, it's tied. And so, by and large, we're a team that does answer runs. And you know, I think today, you know, was just, again, it was just a little physically harder for us, you know, to generate easier stuff. And, you know, we've got to understand, you know, to beat Connecticut, you've got to be physically tough. You have to be. And you have to seek the paint. And we just had a hard time. You know, I think that's probably a little bit of a, you know, a fee impact, right? Because, you know, the attention she was getting in the paint. If they don't guard her, she's going to go to work. And but overall, I think that we're actually in a good place in that regard. Maybe it didn't happen to the level we needed it to today, but I think overall, you know, we're a team that does answer runs, and we want to try to limit, you know, how big those runs are. Thank you. Thanks.